Hello, and thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. I'm going to be doing the Capricorn energy reading. As always, take what resonates, leave what does not, especially since this is a general reading. So I'm using my Green Witch Tarot. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, the links are down below. So let's see what's coming in for Capricorn. So we have the Four of Wands. And we have this couple or these two people that are working together to create this business. And they have the apples and they're making apple cider and they have smiles on their faces. And I feel that it's coming together with someone because Four of Wands can also represent a partnership or a celebration. And I feel like you're coming together with someone possibly to create a business. Or it could be that you're finally feeling like you're able to work together with this person. Now, this could be a friend or a family member or a partner. And I feel like because of the energy of this card, I feel like it's a positive relationship and it's like you're finally able to work together. We have Page of Pentacles. For some reason, I feel that you finally figure out how to make things happen, but I also feel like you are able to set boundaries with this person. Like that was the first thing that came to my mind, is that you're able to set boundaries with this person. And that may be why this relationship is starting to work better, is because you're able to say to this person, like, these are my boundaries and this is what needs to be said and this is what needs to happen. And sometimes with certain people, that's what we have to do, is we have to set those boundaries. We have to say, okay, this is not acceptable to me, or this is acceptable to me. We have the King of Pentacles, and he is really about abundance, and he is about being patient. And I also feel like it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of like you're growing up, because we're going from the Page of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. So it's like you're feeling like you're finally getting a handle on things. You're finally feeling like, I can trust myself and I can set those boundaries that I need for me. I feel that maybe before that you were accepting things that you didn't feel comfortable with, or you let people treat you in a certain manner that you didn't feel comfortable with. In general, Capricorns don't tolerate people who don't treat them right. But sometimes when they get somebody who is really close to them, that they kind of tolerate it more than normal. And I feel like this is something that has been building up for a while. And so you're kind of like, okay, I've got to set my boundaries here. I've got to stop this. I've got to, for your own self, I feel like you need to set these boundaries. Again, take what resonates, leave what does not. But that's the energy that I'm feeling within this relationship, is that it's someone that you care about a lot. It's somebody that maybe you've kind of let that boundary line get further and further away. And it's gotten to the point where you're like, okay, I need to rein that back in, and I need to start setting those boundaries again. Because it's almost like people are always trying to test you. And even within ourselves, like we're always trying to test people to see, okay, what can we get away with? How far can I push it until that person says something or does something? Sometimes I feel like it's things that we do that we don't even realize. And sometimes I feel like it's things that we do that we're just kind of testing to see. And I feel like maybe this person has been testing you to see, okay, how far can I go before this person says anything? And I feel like you've kind of finally reached that point where you're like, okay, I'm ready to let it go. We have the Ten of Wands, that I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready. I feel like this is something that has kind of taken up a bigger part of your life, and that it's probably affected you more than what you would like it to affect you, or that you had wanted it to affect you, or that you were realizing that it was affecting you more than what you were thinking. And I feel like you're finally ready to let it go. And I feel like it's like trusting yourself. It's a way to show yourself that you trust yourself and that you're looking out for yourself, and that you're saying, I'm not going to let... I feel that as we grow and as we change and we start to bring that world in and we start living that life that we've always wanted to live, is that we start to be able to trust ourselves and say, okay, that if I'm not feeling right about something, or if I'm not feeling good about something, that I'm going to trust myself to set those boundaries, or to move away from things that do not serve me, or to focus on more of the things that make me happy. Seven of Swords. I feel like you're not going to let this person, I feel that this person is going to be irritated by it, because we have the woman who has her hands crossed and she's like kind of waiting, but this person is coming back from the hunt, a successful hunt, and they're being distracted by the skunk there. And I feel like maybe you were always worried, or you were concerned about how this person was going to react about things, and so you would behave in a certain way. So I feel like you're kind of like, you know what, that person can get upset all that they want, but I'm gonna stay abundant. I'm gonna stay happy. I'm gonna stay in a good place. I'm going to focus on what I feel. I'm not gonna because this person is not letting how this person is affecting them. They're just like, well, I don't really care. I'm gonna look at this skunk. I don't care that I've been gone for a long time on this hunt. That I feel like it's coming out of the shadows, because usually the Seven of Swords is like, the person has the 5 swords, and then, because I'm thinking of my other deck, and then there's the 2 swords there, and it's like coming out of the shadows, and it's like taking what you can from a situation, and it's just like learning what you can from the situation and leaving the rest behind. We have the 9 of Pentacles, and I feel like it's the rewards for your hard work. And it's the rewards for realizing, hey, I'm looking out for myself, right? I'm looking out for myself. I'm doing the things that make me happy. I'm setting the boundaries. I'm focusing on what makes me happy, what makes me feel good. I feel like this is a way of empowering yourself with a strength card here, that you're feeling confident. There's nothing better than when you feel confident. When you feel confident, when you feel like, hey, I'm looking out for me, like I'm doing what I feel is best for me, and it's like, if that person still wants to be a part of your life, then that person is going to have to adjust, that person's going to have to realize that, hey, that you're changing. Sometimes people change with us, and sometimes people don't. I love it. And then we're closing out with the 10 of Pentacles. I love, love, love it. Okay. And I feel like you're on a new journey. So I feel like the overall energy is this Knight of Wands. And I feel like you're on this new journey to take these new actions, to see things from a different perspective. And I feel like this is the ultimate, because it's feeling safe. It's feeling secure. It's feeling like you're trusting yourself. It's about abundance. It's about not having to worry about anything. It's about feeling stable. It's having that strong sense of security, but I feel like you're finding that within yourself. And I feel like that's why this challenge is here, for you to say, hey, what are those things that I need to change? What are those things that I need to look at? What do I need to start doing to stand up for myself and to show myself, right? As I've said many times before, is that it's very important for you to show yourself, to take the actions to show yourself that you're looking out for yourself. Sometimes we just put our feelings and our thoughts to the side, and we're too concerned with other people, especially if it's people that we have in our inner circle. And we're like, well, I don't want to upset this person. I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to cause a problem. Yes, there are times when we need to compromise, but if you feel like you're always, like it's always going in the other person's favor, that maybe it's time to rein it back in and say, okay, let's readjust this. Let's make some adjustments and some changes here. Sometimes we don't realize how far things have gotten out of alignment until we really kind of take a step back and we look and we say, you know what? I'm kind of tired of feeling, I just feel like it has something to do with setting boundaries. I also feel like it's kind of exploring those things that make you happy. I feel like 3 cards. So let's pull 3 cards. We have Scarab, Beetle, Spirit, Magic works through you. And I love that one because magic does work through you. I feel like this one represents the Magician card, and that's like my second favorite card in the deck. And you need to create your own magic. Create your magic, create your environment, create your world. If you're not happy with it, change it, right? you manifest things all of the time, right? You are manifesting things. And if you're staying in an energy of negativity and it can't and don't and won't, and like if you're staying in that, then that's what you're manifesting into. But if you're staying in this, if you're switching to this energy of I can and I will, and you're taking those actions and you're showing yourself, then you're manifesting and you're creating that magic and you're bringing in those things that are important to you. We have elephant spirit, learn from the past. Learn from the past. Think back about the times when you feel that it was your hardest, and try and think back as to what was your energy like. What was going on in your life? How are you feeling? Who are you surrounding yourself with? How are you spending your time, right? And think about those times when you felt your happiest. What were you doing, right? Who were you with? What was your frame of mind? How were you treating yourself? Were you feeling rested? Were you eating better? Just think about those things and learning from the past. It doesn't always have to be those negative things that you've learned, but also think about those positive things. Like when you're feeling really happy, when you're feeling really good, what were you doing? And who are you surrounding yourself? And how are you spending your time, right? And learn from those. And then we have wombat spirit, be at home. And that's about feeling comfortable in your own skin. And that's right below the strength card. And that's about having confidence in yourself that you will create that world that you want and create that life that you want, and have that confidence that you can accomplish things. I feel that it's about that independence that you have within yourself, that you can do it for you. And to stop putting that onto other, well, if so-and-so does this, then I'll be happy. Or if, I buy this, then I'll be happy. Yeah, those are things that are temporarily that can help with happiness, but it's always like if you're not comfortable in your own skin, then you start to feel this sense of lack. And you're like, okay, so what's the next thing that I have to do? What's the next person that I need to hang out with? What is the next, right? What is the next? But if you're in the moment now and you're like, okay, I'm happy in this moment, then I just feel like it's that confidence that you have within yourself. And that's about enjoying life more. I always was looking towards the next thing. I was like, okay, if I can get through this week, or I can get through this day, or I can get through this time, if I can rush and hurry. And it was like, I was never enjoying the moment. It was always like next. And I could never feel satisfied because I was always thinking about the next thing. And when I stopped that and I started focusing, okay, just focus on today, right? And if today seems too big, then it's like, okay, just focus on the next hour, or focus on the next minute, right? The next 5 minutes, and just focus on that and say, okay, this is where I am right now. How can I feel? How can I get myself into a sense of confidence and feel good about myself in this moment? We have effort, conquering your demons. That's exactly what I was just talking about, is make the effort to conquer your demons. What are your demons? What is your anxiety? What is your stress, right? You have to take the effort to conquer those. You have to have that power within yourself to say, how do I build up my confidence? And you have to make the effort. You have to work on it. This is not, if you think about all of the time that it's taken you to get to where you are, all of the years probably and the decades for me to get to where I was, that it's going to take work and effort and time to get through those. And I was just thinking this morning about how happy I am where I am in my life right now. And I was just so thankful. And I was just thanking the universe. Gratitude is another big part of it, is feeling grateful. And I just said out loud all of the things that I'm grateful for, some of the things, and I even wrote them down. So I did it out loud and I wrote it down, and I'm like, I'm so grateful for, and I listed off all of these things and I said it to the universe, and I even said that I'm grateful for my challenges, because that's where I've learned the most about myself, is when you feel challenged, and when you're having those challenges, that's when you learn the most about yourself, about how strong you are and how determined you are to push forward and get through to the other side. All right, let's grab a Whispers of Healing. So we have this one here. We have sincere relationships. Have that sincere relationship with yourself. Like I was saying earlier, are your actions following your words? If you say, hey, I'm going to look out for myself, I'm not going to be with someone, I'm going to speak up, I'm going to set my boundaries, I'm not going to be with somebody that makes me feel, negative, or if I have to, that I'm going to, you could even envision like a bubble around yourself and kind of like that you're protecting yourself and your energy, and that if you have to associate with this person, is that you try and do it as little as possible, and you try and not let what they say, right? Just like with the Seven of Swords, is that you not let what they have to say or their irritation. That's what's going on with them, right? That's what's going on with them. They're having their own problem, their own insecurities, their own frustrations, and that they need to work on that. Definitely there are times when maybe we all can do things wrong, that maybe you said you were going to be someplace at a certain time and then you weren't there, but then you didn't communicate that you were going to be late. Obviously those things kind of happen, but I'm just saying, like, in general, that it's about having those sincere relationships with yourself. It's about looking out for yourself, and it's about being sincere with yourself and following through your actions with your words, but also having those sincere relationships that are around you, and having that community, which I've said many times, is having that community around you. That's very important, that you feel that you can trust those people, and that you can rely on those people, and that you can be yourself with those people. Obviously, when we're at work, we can't always have people around us that we enjoy or that we like, and sometimes even with our family, there may be people that we feel may cause us some anxiety or some stress, and if you still have to be around those people, or if not, then you can set those boundaries and you can spend less time with those people. It's all up to you. It's focusing on those sincere relationships, thinking about those sincere relationships, thinking about how can I change things for the better for myself? How can I turn things around for myself, right? That if you're not happy, that if you're, take that power yourself, that if there's a situation that is not working for you, what can you do for yourself to turn that around and to change? That's what I felt like the overall energy is the Knight of Wands, is that you're making changes. You're taking those actions to change things around you, and that's very empowering. And I feel like that's kind of the domino effect to where it leads to this Four of Wands with this partnership and working together and feeling better. And all right, so we have, I don't know, it's a whole deck. Okay, so that came out upside down, so I will take that one since it was flipped upside down. We have fertility, and that came out upside down, but that is also the Empress. So I feel like that may be like what you're feeling, is that you're not, it's that personal growth. Like, I feel like that's what this reading is about personal growth and confidence within yourself. And it's looking at, are you creating that fertile grounds around you, right? That are you watering your garden? Is it getting sunshine? Does it have good soil, right? Are you giving it time for things to grow? And I feel that may be something that you need to look at. Or how are you spending your time? Who are you spending your time with? What is it that you keep telling yourself? What keeps going on in your mind? What do you keep telling? Is it negative self-talk or is it positive self-talk? I feel like that's a big thing for people. I also looked at the next card, and we have the Power card, which also is the Strength card. So that's come out again for you. And I feel like, again, it's giving power to yourself. For some reason, I feel like you are giving your power away and realizing, okay, I need to stop giving my power away. I need to take my power back. I feel that it's very important to not feel guilty about taking your power back. Because once you take your power back, then you're able to spread it around again. But you have to empower yourself first and then start helping other people, right? But then being careful that you're only surrounding yourself with people that you feel that is that give and take, or that you feel recharge yourself, right? Not people who are draining, not people who take away from you, and to fall into old or, bad habits, or it's even that mental thinking. Sometimes I can tell within myself, like, that negative side of me that I've had for so many decades in my life, like that side is not happy, that I am feeling so much better, that I am feeling so much more positivity, and that I'm feeling so good, and that side definitely tries to bust through like that. Especially like this morning, there was a little bit where I could tell. And it's just kind of like when you realize those things and you're like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get some anxiety and I'm trying to fall into those old habits. And I feel like that negative self-talk is trying to come in, and I'm not going to let it happen, and be aware of it and change your focus and say, I'm not going to accept that. And it's something that you have to work on. It's something that does take work. And it is something that could quickly get out of control, but say, I'm not going to accept that, right? It's a lot of work, but relationships are a lot of work. And this is about the relationship that you have with yourself, right? It's about the relationship that you have with yourself. And relationships are a lot of work. And to have a healthy, good, positive relationship, it takes work. It takes work. It takes realizations. It takes work. And realize that that's what's going on with you, is that you're working on that relationship with yourself, and it's going to take work. All right. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you're still hanging in there with me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have an amazing day. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.